Welcome back to the Swider Show live edition, Paddy. Live from Vegas. We made this happen. Paddy and Adam flew out here, and we're excited to give you guys some live content. So excited to be out here in Vegas at the Wynn Studios, the beautiful BlueWire Studios, and it's a big moment for the Swider Show.
Yeah, unbelievable. I feel like the Paul Rudd meme. Who would have thought? Look at us.
Yeah, exactly, man. But we're here, though. We knew it was coming. We've been playing this out for a little bit. You and Adam made it happen. So excited to be here, obviously. Beautiful studios, and let's get this thing going.
Yes, man. Shout out to Yoni and Nick in the control room. They're on the ones and twos, making us sound good. I just got yelled at off air, so that wasn't great. But, yeah, against all odds, me and Adam planned it, 10 days in advance. So. Yeah. Spirit Airlines got us out here.
Wow.
Embassy Suites, only the best.
Hey, shout out to Trevor Lane for setting that up.
Yeah, he gave us some recommendations. Yeah, I think next year you won't be on the team, but we'll just come back as we'll
see what happens, man. We'll see what happens.
Yeah, we'll just come back as guests and maybe stay on the strip, Swider.
Yeah, let's do it.
I think that's
man.
Kind of how you get active, but
yeah, a couple weeks off though. A couple weeks off of the Swider Show. Yeah. Last guest was David Duke Jr. Obviously, great episode, but obviously we have a lot to go over since we haven't been on the.
He's killing right now too.
Oh yeah, he's been great. I mean, I don't know what it is with Swider Show guests. After they come on the show, they just automatically.
It's like a touch of gold. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like a 10 game heater.
Yeah. So any players tuning in, you should take that note because it's basically just a boost in confidence.
Oh, it is, yeah.
A boost in play.
We hype you up a little bit. We go over your career.
Right, exactly.
Give some of your best games, best stats, and then you go from there and you're like, oh, I'm a pretty good player.
Remind you of the roots, exactly.
Yeah, exactly.
But, yeah, I mean, we also have a few more mailbag questions. We wanted to get the audience, get the fans, the Swider Show fans who helped us get here a little bit more involved. So we'll go over guys who have been killing in Summer League. But, yeah, I mean, I guess first things first, how's Summer League been for you? You're shooting 400% again. Yeah. So
I think this year's been a different experience in Summer League. You know what I mean? You go from last year not knowing what to expect, and the fans not really knowing who you are as a player to now it's like they expect you expect a certain level out of yourself, and the fans expect a certain level out of you. Right. So it's definitely an adjustment this year compared to last year. Not having Scotty out there, I think, has been tough for our team. I mean. Shout out to the Lakers. They only put 12 players on our roster, but we've had Scotty hurt the whole entire time. We've had Sasha out with sickness/illness for the last couple games. So we haven't had a lot of depth, but it's been great for the team, for the guys for us to be able to go out there, play, not worry about getting subbed out. But at the same time, it's like you see some of these other teams, they have like 18 to 20 guys in their roster. It's ridiculous. So. Definitely shout out to the Lakers for doing that for us. So we're able just to go out there and play, but it's definitely been a different type of Summer League for sure.
What's the difference between the SAC League and the Vegas League? Like, which one do you like more?
Vegas for sure. Vegas is so much more hype. Obviously, we got to play after Victor that first night.
Yeah.
And he was I think just the hype around it. I think you get that every year for like the first two games, just the number 1 through 3 pick, just going out there and just having a sold out crowd. They play against each other. ESPN obviously in the NBA set up so 1 versus 2 play each other right away. 1 versus 3 play each other right away. And yeah, man, it's been a great experience out here. But like I said, I think the Sacramento Summer League is just like a little like we consider it like a little preseason.
Right.
You're trying to win the games, but there's different lineups being thrown out there. Not all the time it's the best lineups, but you're just trying to try everything out and then just trying to make some stuff work.
You probably like that though, right? It's kind of like getting your feet wet before you.
Oh, 100%. Yeah. I mean, they've done a great job with the past 2 years of just letting us go out there and play those first 2 games and making a lot of adjustments when we get to Vegas. So you kind of get a clean slate once you get to Vegas. If you're playing good, keep it going. Like Max Christie, who played unbelievable this Summer League, had a bounce back Summer League after. I mean, last year he played well. He just didn't shoot the ball great.
Yeah, he was also 16 years old.
Yeah. But yeah, no, it's been a great experience out here. But definitely different in terms of like the expectations I set for myself and others have for me.
Right, yeah, because there's more familiarity. It's not like last year when you're hitting like going 5 for 8 from 3 every game. It's like, oh, damn, who's this Swider kid?
Yeah,
Like,
exactly.
he could shoot the shit out of it. And now it's kind of like,
Now it's like, all right, like besides shooting, what can you do for me?
exactly. I know you haven't been tuned in, but me and Adam have had some offline conversations about Lakers Twitter.
Yeah, Lakers Twitter's brutal.
Brutal. So yeah. I
But
mean,
like at the same time, like I'm not getting nearly the heat that like a lot of like the Lakers get. Like Russ.
right. Yeah. Well, that's what I mean, there's some bold words being said about you, but you kind of respect it because like if you're watching the Sacramento Summer League and you're like critiquing the players, I'm like, all right, respect. You're like as diehard as it gets. Not that I agree with the opinions at all.
Yeah, no, it's always funny. Like, I mean, I'm not trying to put my mom on blast here, but my mom's always been a big Twitter person, right? And she'll show my dad some of the stuff. My dad would tell me like, yo, like your mom's killing me with all these tweets, right? And basically, I mean, it's funny because it's like these people like they mean well. They want the best for the Lakers. They obviously want you to play perfect all the time, which isn't going to be true. But I shoot 5 for 8 from 3, or 4 for 7 from 3, and it's like,
Yeah.
all right, like what do you want me to do, man?
Right. There's a lot of piling on too. Like once they see that one guy's kind of getting cut up, it's like, all right, I could just give a take hating on this guy, and like the rest of Lakers Twitter will accept me. So
Yeah, exactly.
it's basically the same thing. But for Jenny Swider, for the rest of the fans, the guys with the Twitter fingers are not making decisions for the Lakers, thankfully. So
Yeah.
can't get too worried about it.
No.
But as far as your team, I do want to talk about Max. He it's just like a boost in confidence. He looks like a different kid from last year.
The media asked me about him, and it's just his jump, just obviously physically, mentally. And I think he's always had the physical tools to be a special player. And this summer league, he literally just put it all together. He's been going to the gym 3 times a day in the off season. I mean, we had a very short off season, and I don't think he took any time off. He just got right to it. He didn't have any injuries. He was just able just to flow right into a good off season and come in and he played really well.
Yeah.
He defended at a high level. He shut down Lester Quinones, who was averaging like 30 a game in the Sacramento Summer League. He's scoring at all 3 levels. I think he shot 52% from 3, 98% from the foul line. Like, he was just unbelievable. Mm-hmm. And to me, it's just such a byproduct of the work that he's put in throughout the year, right? Like, it might not show up in the stat sheets in March or even in our G League games at times, but he was able just to continue to get better, continue to gain confidence, and then he was able to strike that balance of being a scorer, being a facilitator, rebounding the ball, defending. And, I mean, he's going to give players a hard time,
right?
And give these coaches a hard time to keep him out of the rotation.
Yeah, it's going to be like a type of thing like he just kind of has to play. And it's tough with like the rotate. I mean, obviously re-signed D'Lo and Reeves, but like I don't know. He's like definitely making a case to be like this guy just has to be on the floor. It's like you gotta find minutes for him.
Yeah, well, I think it's more of a thing of like, all right, like look at our wings, right? We have proven wings, and then we have unproven guys. Like Cam Reddish is a great talent. Obviously, has done great things in the NBA, but I mean, him and Max can be battling for
right.
rotation minutes, and that's how Coach Ham sets it up. That's how Pelinka sets it up, and I'm excited to hopefully get in that battle as well.
Absolutely. He, I gotta say, I did not think he had that dunk in him either. I think that was the first game in Vegas. That was like unbelievable.
No, that was great. Usually he's a 2-foot jumper too. Like he's a powerful 2-foot jumper coming up to a jump stop, dunking. And then Scotty was like, "Yo, like, can you dunk off for one, Max? Like, we know you're athletic. Like, dunk off for one." And he was like, "Yeah, I got you.
That game?
No, it was like right after sack. And
wow.
then the next game, he just punched it. It was great.
That was unbelievable. It was like, especially, I don't know, it was like a half-court set. It's not like it was like in transition, like you're getting it off. Like
we were running that play for me to set like that little slip screen the whole entire time.
Yeah.
We were getting a lot of good stuff off of that.
Gravity.
I mean, you see great shooters throughout the league just playing that style of going up, setting the screen, slipping, actually setting the screen, mixing up the defenders. And I mean, I'm not trying to give away all my secrets, but like the universal call in the NBA is red for switching.
Red Autry?
No, yeah, exactly. Shout out Red Autry. He was at the game yesterday. Syracuse guy.
We'll get to that.
Yeah, we'll get to that for sure. But so the universal call for switching in the NBA is red. So whenever I go up there, I'm screaming red, 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 trying to just screw them up.
To screw the defense
yeah,
up.
Exactly.
How about that?
Because think about it, you're not you're not turning around every single time. When you hear red, you're just thinking, oh, let's switch it.
That's actually smart. I've never thought of that. Start yelling ice. And
yeah, exactly.
Go left. Yeah. Yeah, real hoopers know what ice means.
Yep.
But yeah, I like that action. But
slip screen, yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you guys have been looking good. Is there anyone else that I was gonna say before? This was gonna say, Max. Like, I feel like Wemby, Brandon Miller, Scoot, all those guys, like the top picks, the rookies are who you think of at first.
Yeah.
The summer league, but the guys that go into their second year and like actually take a jump, you could tell like they've been in the NBA for the year. They know like the cadence of everything. They've been working their ass off. Like that's kind of when you see the most progression. Like what's his name?
Jabari Smith,
Murray from the Kings.
Oh,
that was kind of ridiculous. He was even playing.
We obviously saw him play those 2 games, and then we got to Vegas, and we're walking out of shoot around, and I see the head coach of the summer league team. I did a workout with Sacramento. It was one of my better workouts, and he was running the head coach of the summer league team for Sacramento was running is the head coach of the
summer league
team. And I was like, yo, Keegan's done, right?
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, he's done. I was like, all right, he earned it. He only had 41 and 29 and very efficiently.
I mean, like 2 months ago, they were running sets for him at the end of games and playoff games against the Warriors.
You should like see. So he has one of the coolest things in the NBA. So whenever he hits a shot, the announcer yells Keegan, and then the crowd yells Murray.
He's like, hell
Keegan, and then the crowd's Murray.
Yes, I love that.
It's unbelievable. It's electric.
Yeah, I mean, that's just how Sacramento does it now, which I was not aware of because they haven't ever won. But
they're packing that thing out now. I was listening to the Paul George podcast with Tyrese Halliburton, and they were just talking about like the big games used to be like when the Lakers came to town, when Golden State came to town. Now it's like every single game.
Because the Kings are the big game.
Yeah, the Kings are like the beam team.
Yeah. What was I going to say before? I forget. Jabari Smith. I loved his quote. I mean, this is going to be contradictory to what I just said because I was talking about how Murray shouldn't have played, but he was like, someone asked him, like, why are you playing in Summer League? And he was like, I'm 20 years old, and I played, 70 games in the NBA. Like, if I could just get reps, I'm going to do it.
Well, I think for him, it's like, I think you have such a high standard for a top 3 pick going into the season, right?
Right.
And even last Summer League, like, he didn't shoot the ball great. But as an NBA player and the guy who's been through Summer League a couple of times, you realize like Summer League does not mean anything, like absolutely nothing. Like for example, like Max didn't shoot the ball great last year, and then he goes and plays 40 games with the Lakers, plays a really good role on the team, like is able to fit with LeBron and AD. It's like just because he wasn't great as the main guy his first year and being 19 years old doesn't mean he can't fit on the roster. So I think you see guys who play really well in Summer League who fade off, and then you see guys who play not so well in Summer League. Like Trae Young. Trae Young's first Summer League, he did not play great at all.
Right, he was in the Utah one.
Jalen Brunson said that was the worst he's played in the NBA so far was his first Summer League.
Brunson's first Summer League? Yeah. I don't even remember that. I mean, he was a second-round pick. He probably wasn't even getting the benefit of the doubt.
Yeah, it's just funny. Like Nikola Jokic averaged 9 points a game in his first Summer League.
Yeah, it was 10 days after they were running a Taco Bell commercial when he got drafted.
Unbelievable.
But wait, so who do you think it matters for the most? Summer League.
Summer League is, I think it matters most for a guy like me.
Really?
A two-way guy trying to get a contract, an Exhibit 10 guy trying to get a two-way, a Summer League guy trying to get an opportunity in the NBA, and then obviously the development of your young players. Mm-hmm. I think it's more about reps, especially when you have those guys on a guaranteed contract. It's like more about reps and confidence and trying to build the. But I think one thing that you can get mixed up sometimes is that, like for example, like Max played great this Summer League, but he's not gonna have the ball in his hand coming off pick and rolls every single possession like that.
Right, it's different.
So you build that confidence, but at the same time, it's like all right, like let's. We've seen Max in a scenario where he's been a great catch and shoot guy. He's been a great 0.5 guy with LeBron and AD. Now let's see him where he's the main guy, and then now it's like all right, like we've seen him as the main guy. He's improved a lot, so maybe he does come off 2 ball screens a game instead of 0. Mm-hmm. He does come off. We trust him with the ball in his hand a little bit more than we did last year. I think but like for a guy like me, it's like I have to play the same way no matter what team I'm playing on. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And that will get me playing time, and that will give me opportunities. So, I mean, like you said, I think summer league is the most important for those guys trying to get an opportunity in the NBA. But I do think it is a really good place for guys to get development, like a Jabari Smith, like a Keegan Murray, just to give them a little bit more confidence. Even like Ben Mathurin, who was think about it, like Jalen Williams, who was second in Rookie of the Year voting, Ben Mathurin, who was third in Rookie of the Year voting, Keegan Murray, who was a playoff starter. Like all these guys are playing summer league. Like
did Jalen Williams play for OKC? I didn't
he played the
that.
first game, yeah.
Oh damn, I forgot about that.
And he had like a little.
I knew the other one did.
I was talking to him. He's like,
we saw him the other day.
Oh yeah, I was talking to him, and he was like, yeah, like we. And then OKC basically had their whole entire like rotation playing summer league.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
Yeah, I mean, everyone on their team is below 24 years old. But I don't know. He can't have SG out of here.
What
All-NBA.
What impressed you the most about summer league? Like
the whole
players, teams. Because for me, it was those second year guys playing.
Yeah, I thought that was cool. I think that should be like become a trend. And the other thing is, our friend Buddy Boeheim. My answer to that question, what you just asked, is Asar Thompson.
Yeah,
I saw him play 2 games. I'm all in on that kid. He's like unbelievable. I know you were not able to tune in last night because you were busy because you had a game right after.
Yeah,
but I don't know. He locks up on defense. He had a crazy dunk. Great assist by Buddy. He missed a layup and then a little tip slam. But
I mean, obviously they haven't played an NBA game yet, but I was a little like hypocritical of the Thompson twins just coming into summer league because like you played against high school players, right? And Sean Belby, shout out Sean Belby, Syracuse guy. He's been telling me all year how good these guys are. Like he's like, these guys are the real deal. They work hard. They do the right things. And then just seeing them like interview, they know everything about the NBA.
Yeah.
Yeah,
they're definitely like seasoned. They don't seem like they're 19 years old at all.
At all. So it's it seems like they're gonna be studs. And yeah, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for the trajectory of the league. I think we're going through like a little period right now where international players are kind of taking over.
Yeah.
Like being the best players in the league. Like you could argue
the 3 best players in the league.
Yeah, 3 best players in the league are international. Luka, Jokic, and Giannis, right? So having like these guys come in, I think the league's gonna be in a good spot.
Yeah,
man.
Especially most hype prospect ever, #1 overall pick, known American, Victor Wembanyama.
Yeah. But think about it.
Yeah, no, I know.
Scoot, the Thompson twins, even Brandon Miller at the second pick.
Yeah, I was pretty bummed out that Scoot got hurt. His first half, first 3 quarters?
Yeah, he looked unbelievable.
Yeah, like he looked like he didn't belong on a summer league court already.
It's funny because like I played against him 10 minutes in the G League season, and we literally played against Ignite like 5 times.
Right,
in the G League.
You always went off against them?
Yeah. Yeah, I play well against Ignite. But even in those 10 minutes, I think he had like 8 points, 4 rebounds, 3 assists, and it's just like he's so composed. He makes the game look easy, and he didn't even like break a sweat against us.
Yeah, he just makes shit happen at all times. He also seems so competitive, which I love.
Oh yeah, it's great.
Yeah.
They said like in his pre-draft workouts, like he was so in shape, and those guys like for a top 5 pick, all you're doing is one-on-one workouts, and I bet Scoot only did 3 workouts, the top 3 picks.
Yeah. Wait, so one-on-one workouts, like he's not in a group at all? Like they'll just bring in Scoot Henderson?
Yeah, so if you're a top 10 pick, you're just doing one-on-0 workouts. So you're just bringing in Scoot Henderson, and you're having him play against the coaches. Like the coaches will be good. They'll be like old like Division I players. There'll be guys who are taller, who are
walk-ons, of course.
Yeah, walk-ons at the Division I level. And those. And they just want to see. They want to see you compete because they're going to tire you out. They're going to put you through defensive drills, and they're going to put you through offensive drills. They're going to put you through conditioning tests. And I always argued like, there's no way it can be harder than 3-on-3. Then I watch these guys, and you're literally having like 50 people, like front office, Pelinka, Kurt Rambis, Darvin Ham, everyone on the sideline, 50 people, all the scouts, everyone watching you.
Right.
Like. I was like, all right, this might be tougher than a 3-on-3
so
workout.
Fucking nerve-wracking.
In a 3-on-3 workout, you can like kind of like take like you can take a rep off. You know what I
Right.
mean? If a guy's going to the basket and doing a dribbling drill, then you're on the side. You're like, all right, let me breathe real quick.
Yeah.
And like this individual workouts are probably 15 minutes, and the group workouts are probably an hour and 15. You know as a basketball player, if you do a 15-minute individual workout, that's harder than like
yeah. 100%. Especially because, like you're saying, like there's no other place for your eyes to go.
no.
Like you can't just be like if I don't know, me, you, and Lewis are working out together. It's like I can miss 2 shots, it kind of goes under the radar. But if you're solo shooting spot shots with like Rob Pelinka staring through you, it's like, oh shit.
Yeah, it's crazy because like you can get in your own head, and like you're competing with yourself at that
Yeah,
point. You know
exactly.
what I mean? So it's definitely impressive to see those guys and watch them do those one-on-one workouts, because it's like, all right, like for example, like you see these coaches, you're like, there's no way these guys can score on me. No way these guys can score on me. And the next thing you know, they're hitting step backs off the backboard, and it's like, all right, come on.
Do you have any like real tough coaches
Who've played
at the Lakers? Yeah.
I mean, we have a guy, Coach Skyler, who's 6'10", played at Florida.
What?
Yeah.
6'10"?
Yeah, 6'10", played at Florida, like really good passer. Like,
Hell yeah. We got a picture. Yeah. Let's go.
live show.
Yep.
6'10", like bangs with the bigs, you know what I mean? Like
Yeah,
he
Yeah.
he can play though. He can play. And
What's his role?
he's the fourth assistant on our staff.
Oh shit.
Yeah, so he's a big like defensive coordinator. Helps out with the offense. Obviously, he's a Darvin Ham guy though.
Mhm.
Came over from Milwaukee, and yeah, man, like those guys. Like I saw Skyler probably give these pre-draft workout guys probably like 5 or 6 buckets. In
Hell
like 2,
yeah.
I watched 2 of them.
Yeah. It's definitely an underestimating thing too. They're probably like, oh, he's probably just like on the staff, like didn't really make it.
Oh, and it's tough because it's like, all right,
I guess
like,
it's different because he's 6'10".
yeah, he
So,
is
like,
6'10", yeah.
Do you have any guards? Do you have any short guys that are like giving buckets?
So he's actually in Phoenix now, but his name's Drew Anthrop.
Oh, you told me about him. Yeah.
Walk on at Purdue, but can shoot it.
Really?
Can shoot it.
How tall is he?
5'10".
Wow.
5'10".
Love that.
But like he'll be in practice, he'll run off like 2 stagger screens and just knock one down, and it's great.
Wait, like practice like scrimmages?
So like a lot of time in the NBA, like you don't practice 5-on-5
Right.
versus your teammates. So it would be like 5 player development coaches versus like the 5 guys, just to try and limit injuries, but like still try and get a sweat a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So this dude Drew was playing Klay Thompson in our Golden State scouting
He
report.
was being Klay Thompson.
Yeah. He was Klay Thompson in our scouting report, and he was coming off of staggers and knocking them down. And we're like, all right, like we can't stop Drew. I don't know how this series is gonna go.
Yeah, that's a pretty realistic look too. 5'10" guy coming off stagger screen
exactly.
compared to Klay.
6'7".
That's interesting though. But what do you think here? Want to move to some mailbag questions?
Yeah, let's run it.
Like I said, we got a pile of them. We actually haven't done a mailbag question in a while. We might get a stat of the week too. Can I request a stat of the week from Adam? Adam's also here. We didn't. I don't know if we said that at the top, but we did make our way out. Adam's sitting on a nice recliner.
There he is.
Yeah, we're on the show. There he is, looking good.
Yeah.
Me and Adam, a lot of quality time in the last 3 days.
So how's that been? How's that
It's
dynamic?
been great.
How's that relationship grown?
Adam's a tremendous roommate. I'll say that.
Yeah.
Yeah, very low key. I think if there's any complaints between the two of us, it's probably Adam complaining about me. But
I think one of the best things of this trip so far is that Adam sent an itinerary.
yeah, well, Adam's a big plan guy. You like a plan.
I think that's kind of my job. Like coming out here, you're gonna be working all week right before. You're gonna be working constantly here.
Mm-hmm.
So like you don't have time to figure out when we're gonna be in the studio. And I will say, I feel like I got rewarded for that with some free tickets the last couple of days.
Yeah, absolutely.
Couple nice dinners.
Yeah.
So
No, we always try to take care of Adam. He's obviously a big part of the Swider Show.
Biggest.
The backbone of the Swider Show.
Actually, no offense, maybe not the biggest because it is the Cole Swider Show. But
with Paddy Casey,
Yeah.
you're the only one with your
it
name.
should
on
say
the
with
backdrop.
Adam Lewis. Yeah, it does say my name on the backdrop.
Yeah.
We also got the CS number 21. He is number 20. We might have to workshop that.
Yeah.
21's still your number, though. How about the other day they introduced you as 21?
I think people just know me as 21.
Right, yeah, just a subconscious thing.
They're probably looking at the logo of the Swider Show and like,
Right.
oh,
Yeah. I whipped my phone out ready to record, and then they said the wrong number. Still posted on main though.
Oh,
Paddy KC1 if you're not following. But yeah, let's get into some mailbag questions. What was I gonna say? Oh, when I introduced you, I meant to say we'll get a stat of the week too. Could I request a stat of the week? Adam's whipping his phone out, getting it ready. So, first stat of the week. This is kind of in line with what we were just talking about. This is from Jake, not Sheridan. That's the only member of the show team who wasn't able to make it up. But this is obviously for you. Is it a challenge playing with guys in Summer League that you've only been teammates with for a few weeks? Do you think that's the main reason why you see a bit of sloppy play at times?
Oh, 100%. And it's also like the combination of like you want to perform, you want to play well, you want to like show that you belong. And then you haven't played with these guys, so you haven't had that chemistry built up. I think I think you've seen that with our team a little bit. Like our draft picks, they want to come in and show that they can play, and they can play with LeBron and AD, and they can contribute right away. And sometimes, like, you'll see selfish play from all 5 guys. Right. Like, last time when we played the Grizzlies, like, everyone had a possession where they just took the ball and just wanted to score.
Yeah, on both teams.
Yeah, on both teams. Yeah. It got to a point last time where we were like, all right, like, let's just muck it up at this point. Like, there was it definitely is tough because you're trying to balance, like, all right, like, you play good basketball, you want to play winning basketball, but at the same time you want to showcase yourself. Like like some of these guys out here, I remember last year we put against the Mavericks, they went 0-5, but 2 of their guys got 2-ways. So it's like, all right, like what's the purpose of Summer League? Yeah. So I think it's a balance that you try and find. I think the team that ends up winning Summer League is the team that like doesn't care about the individual stats and they want to play good team basketball. And that's hard to get across in some way. Yeah,
it's tough to say out loud, but like anyone who has ever been recruited for basketball, like when you're going to prospect camps and all that stuff, like it's tough to play when the individual performance is actually like means more than the final score. Yeah. Which like you want to say like, oh, we get wins, like we really value winning, and you obviously want to win the game. But at the end of the day, if like you're in Summer League, every single guy, if you lose by 8, but you go 4 for 6 from 3 and play good defense and all that stuff, like you're going to bed with a smile on your face. Yeah, because it's like just evaluation.
Yeah, and at the end of the day, it's like it's tough because like winning usually results in
guys playing well,
right. and guys getting what they want and deserve, right? But there is that balance of, all right, in Summer League, it's not like a 82-game season with the playoffs and all these things. So how are you able to showcase what you can do, shoot the ball well, obviously, defend at a high level, and also
contribute to winning?
It's definitely a tough balance, and I think a lot of young guys at this level, you have to figure that out. You got to play, you got to have those reps, you got to go through tough things. I think one thing that JD Du Bois, our head coach, has been just saying is like incremental growth. Like Summer League is not the end all for anyone here. Right. Like your career is going to keep going. If that's in the G League, if that's in the NBA, if that's a 2-way, if that's overseas, like you're being evaluated in everything that you're doing. So I think that's a great message because it's like last night, if we win the game, we have a chance to make the Final Four. But at the end of the game, we lose. But you have an opportunity tomorrow, meaning Sunday, to go out there, play well, and possibly get yourself an opportunity.
Right. Can you actually explain that, like how it works? Like who is just the top 4 teams make the Final Four, they have a shot at it, and everyone else is like a consolation game type thing?
So like you're guaranteed 5 games when you come out here to Vegas. And last year we started out 0-2, so we were out of it, and then we won 3 games in a row, including the consolation game at the end. But then this year they changed it. It used to be 2 teams, now it's 4 teams. There's a semifinals and a finals on a Sunday and Monday. And basically it's just the top 4 teams. There's 3 teams that went undefeated, they went 4-0. And then the 4th team is going to be decided between, like, I think there's like 4 3-1 teams with the best point differential.
Right, yeah, they were talking about point differential yesterday. Yeah, Wait, so who's the teams this year? Do you know off the top of your head?
I know the Jazz got in. I know the Rockets. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know off the top of my head.
Yeah, I'm kind of putting you on the spot. Actually, speaking of the Jazz, he's going to be my answer. A player on their team is going to be the answer to my next mailbag question. So stay tuned for that. You can write at the camera.
Exactly.
But, what was I going to say? Oh, follow-up question from me on that great mailbag question from Jake. Do you you think part of that too is like the NBA play style is so different than anything you played beforehand, and like trying to learn that in 2 weeks, and then you're like kind of thrown into it?
For sure, and I think some players are so used to playing the college game that, or overseas or anything like that. Like the NBA game is totally different. I think like one thing that I've been trying to get across to these guys is that when you have an open shot in the NBA, you have to take
you have to shoot it.
You have to shoot because the shot clock like doesn't allow you to get multiple open shots in a possession. Like how many times in college, like especially at Villanova, Syracuse too, but Syracuse would play more of a pro style offense. How many times did they tell us, like in college, like get the best shot possible?
Right.
Like we're gonna come down, we're gonna get multiple looks, we're gonna get multiple actions, and we're gonna get the best shot possible.
Yeah, it's the old cliche. You can get that whenever you want.
Yeah, you can get that whenever you want. We can get that with 5 seconds left in the shot. No, in the NBA, like you shoot that.
Right.
And like I was, how do I say this right? Like every guy has a different set of rules, right? So like a Duncan Robinson on Miami Heat, if he takes a shot with 18 seconds on the shot clock, but he has an open shot, that's a great shot.
Right.
But if, let's say Jimmy Butler has the same exact shot, he might turn that down and get to the basket and try to make a play for someone else, and that's the best play for the Miami Heat.
Right.
So like both players are high IQ, they both understand what they're doing, but if you're Duncan Robinson, you have to take that shot.
Yeah. Because
you might not get the ball for the next 3 or 4 possessions, and you might not have a shot.
It's literally like any job that you got. You know what I mean? It's just your role. Like right now, it's like, I don't know, I have day-to-day tasks in my 9 to 5. Your day-to-day task is to shoot threes. So
exactly. Yeah, so I'm trying to get Scotty on this thing.
But thank you, Jake. That was a great question. This is something we kind of talked about before with Asar Thompson, but I'm going to give a different answer. This comes from Bruce, who asked, who is one rookie or other summer league player that has really impressed you so far?
Well, I think Keegan Murray, first and foremost.
Yeah.
Seeing him play out in Sacramento was just super, super impressive. He did everything on the court. Like, I think as a rookie, you're kind of just getting used to things. And last summer league, he was unbelievable too. But just to see like the growth, I was listening to. I'm just like a weird basketball junkie who listens to random press conferences and interviews and is always on Twitter. Like
you do love a press conference.
Oh, I love a good Jim Boeheim press conference.
I'm gonna miss those dearly.
Yeah, but I was listening to the Sacramento coach in a press conference on Twitter, and he was talking about, I think like Keegan Murray had like 17 straight points in practice, like in their summer league practice. And one of the scouts came up to him after. He was like, "That the closest thing I've seen to that is Kawhi Leonard."
Yeah. And
just to hear that and then have him like that translate over to summer league is just unbelievable.
Right.
And I think he could take that big step this year. They always talk about that year 1 to year 2 is the biggest step that you take. I can see that happening for him for sure.
Yeah, he was giving me vibes of like when you're playing in college and you're like a high level player and you come back and play with like kids from your high school team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like you're just way better now and you're killing.
Well, like he was a playoff starter.
Yeah.
Playoff is the highest level of basketball in the world.
Right.
Especially playing against the Warriors. Like
he was struggling at the beginning of the series too. And then like I said before, they were like running pin downs for him. He was taking the biggest shots of the game. He was knocking them down in the Chase Center.
It's funny because like he's not like the fastest guy in the world, but he gets a shot off every single time.
Yeah. Yeah, he was hitting like middies and stuff, little turnarounds. But my answer to this question is Keontae George.
Yeah.
I did not think he was that good. Not like as a backhanded compliment, but he just looks like so in control of everything. Did you see his phone background too?
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, that actually reminded me of you. That's some shit you would do.
You got to keep everything. Like I think there's a balance of reading into that stuff and then using it, right? I don't think I put that as my phone background. I just get so pissed every single time I look at that thing. You know what I mean? It's like you tell me I can't do this stuff, but at the same time, obviously he's used it well. Had a great 4 games, and his team is undefeated, and they're about to play for the semifinals in the summer league. So he's been very impressive. But at the same time, it's like, how is that going to translate when he plays Utah Jazz? You know what I mean? He has a high usage rate right now, and that's one thing. Like Scotty's unbelievable at. Like he had a great summer league last year. He had obviously an unbelievable G League season, but his usage rate has always been high. So how do you adjust? How do you make it so when you play with a guy like LeBron, or in Utah's case, you're playing with a Lauri Markkanen,
right?
You're playing
like
with,
how do you fit in?
John Collins now. How do you fit in, and how do you make, when you don't have the ball as much, how do you stay effective?
Right. Yeah, I just thought, I don't know, the way he plays and like the passes he was throwing was just very impressive. Also, getting that many assists in a summer league game is like something you don't see that often.
Oh, for sure. I mean, I think he shot 39% from the field in college.
Yeah.
And now he's shooting like 68%.
Yeah. But anyone else come to mind? Not really.
Like I said, I think the Twins are super impressive.
Yeah.
I think just like, not even like, I would say their basketball is impressive, but the maturity that they approach the game with, like their body, their ability to switch 1 through 5, they're a lot stronger than they look.
Yeah.
And I think they're both going to translate really, really well to the NBA. Scoot was obviously impressive. And as much hate as Brandon Miller's been getting in this summer league, I think he responded really well.
Mm-hmm.
Like you never saw him like stop taking shots,
right,
or not wanting to play, or I think a full year in the NBA weight room, a full year of getting those reps, he's gonna be a monster.
Did you see the clip of him? They were doing like the starting 5 type thing, and he got Chris Middleton, and he didn't know who Chris Middleton was.
No way.
Yeah, it was like, you know, like the
yeah. When they do like the random.
Yeah, it's like the shuffler, and then you have to shake your head, and then it stops. Yeah, I don't know if it was like too small on the screen or what, but he was like, I don't know who that is.
Wow, the Thompson twins would know who that is.
Absolutely. But yeah, good answers there. What was I gonna say? Oh, one off the radar guy, Jordan Walsh from Boston. Lewis is a big Boston Celtics fan. He was getting excited the other day.
Yeah, no, he played well against us.
The problem with Boston though is like they just already have their entire roster.
But I think he fits though, because he can be a hustle guy. He can be that Grant Williams. He can be that toughness, right? Like one thing about him is that at Arkansas, he already played that role.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like he doesn't have to go into the Celtics and try and be like a knockdown 3-point shooter or a crazy isolation player right away.
Right.
He can go in, play really solid defense. His body's already physically there. He obviously can knock down a 3, knock down plenty of them against us.
He got hot the other day.
And he's super athletic.
Mm-hmm.
Like he could be a Grant Williams type guy for them. If not this year, definitely next year.
Right. Looping back to your question before about the most impressive part about Vegas, seeing like the people you walk by here is just crazy. Like as soon as we got here, we're recording the BlueWire Studios at the Wynn in Las Vegas, and the Embassy Suites, gorgeous hotel, nicest hotel in Vegas, was basically right down the street. So right when me and Adam got here, we just like walked down. We're walking around, immediately saw Shams, immediately saw Jordan Hawkins, saw John Shire.
Yeah, that's one thing about Vegas Summer League is like everyone's out here.
Just like so many basketball people.
Especially now that it's at the same time as the high school event that's out here, like the high school recruiting event. Like we got to see the whole entire Q staff. Right. Like they were able to make a trip out here. They were able to come to. Luckily, me and Buddy had a back-to-back last night. Or Buddy and I had a back-to-back last night.
Good grammar.
Yeah, and they were so gracious to come and watch us play and then take us out to dinner afterwards. It was great. So shout out to the Q's guys, Red, Brendan Strawn, and the one, G-Mac.
The friend of the show.
Yeah.
I got the text from him last Tuesday. He was talking to Jeff Swider, and he mentioned that I was coming out. Got the text from G-Mac, you going to Vegas? I was like, hell yeah.
Is the grass green?
Yeah. I did not expect to see them out here, but that was like the highlight of the trip, potentially.
Oh, no. Like those guys mean so much to me because it's like I wouldn't be here without them. You know what I mean? And going to Syracuse totally changed my basketball career. I'm so blessed and thankful that I was able to.
Can you tell the story on the pod that they were talking about last night when you called them and Boeheim immediately grabbed the phone?
Yeah, so my high school coach, Mike Hart, is really close with the whole entire staff. We've had Michael Carter-Williams go there. We've had Demetrius Nichols go there. We've had Bryson Goodine, who ended up transferring, but he went there as well. So he's had that St. Andrews to Syracuse connection this whole entire time. Him and Mike Hopkins, who was the associate head coach there forever, go way back. So Coach Hart might have gave G-Mac an inkling that I was getting into the portal.
Yeah, in the portal, yeah.
And that day, I entered the portal. G-Mac called me literally 4 minutes after I entered the portal. And at that time, I was so relieved to finally get a call because you never know who's going to recruit you. like you hope that you get the schools that you want, but you never know who's actually going to
there's a lot of anxiety involved.
So GMAC calls, I'm like, my man. And I guess Coach Boeheim just snatched the phone out of his hand. He's like, give me that. And then I talked to Coach Boeheim for like 15 minutes, and I probably could have committed right then and there.
Right.
I wanted to hear from like a couple other schools and see the interest, but I knew right then and there, like, Syracuse was the place for me to revive my basketball career.
Yeah, I mean, we've talked about it almost every episode, but just a tremendous staff. Like the takes that were going on last night, they're so easy to hang out with.
It's unbelievable. Like it's almost like hanging out with comedians. Like Red has all these ridiculous takes.
Right.
GMAC just looks at him like what are you talking about?
Yeah, the one-liners are perfect every time.
And then Coach Brendan Strong just fits in with him like
yeah.
Unbelievably.
It did feel like he's been on the staff for so long. I literally met him last night.
Yeah.
Like, he's been on the staff for 2 months, but they're just like
I've known him for like 5-6 years, and like the amount of players that he knows that I grew up with and played with and just been around is like talking to him is like talking to like one of my friends who was on my AAU team. Like
right.
We know all the same people, and I don't think there's anyone. I've said on this podcast that he was probably the hire of the offseason for
100%
for college basketball. Yeah. But I don't think there's anyone in the country who knows high school grassroots basketball like Brendan Strong, and he's a Keith Stevens guy. Keith Stevens is the director of was the director of Team Takeover. Now he's an agent.
He's an agent now?
He's an agent now.
I didn't know that.
So he's obviously a great recruiter, unbelievably connected in the DMV. And, I mean, we saw Donnie Freeman commit to the Q, so we're off to a good start in the DMV.
Big time. Yeah, I mean, the DMV has obviously been good to Q's in the past.
I mean, if you think about it now, like, when I was at Villanova, like, Jay Wright ran the DMV.
Mm-hmm.
And with Coach
There's
Wright,
so much talent there.
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It's like northeastern Pennsylvania.
And, like, Villanova was at such a high at that time that no one was outside of – the only player who was outside of the Northeast was Caleb Daniels.
Yeah.
Everyone else was a Northeast player because of the reputation that Coach Wright had, the program, the talent. Like, it was just like their recruiting was just so like localized because they got all the best players. Now with Coach Wright leaving, it kind of opens up a hole in the DMV. It's like Red's like, all right,
yeah,
Brendan,
that's me now.
Yeah, Brendan, let's do this.
Yeah, that's very strategic.
Because now we got Benny, Judah, we got Donnie Freeman coming in.
Mm-hmm.
I know we're recruiting like 3 or 4 more guys.
Yeah, I'm trying to think of if anyone else is.
But even Judah and Benny, 2 top 40 players.
Yeah, back-to-back classes.
Yeah.
And then 1 class off, and then Freeman.
Yeah.
But yeah, the other thing is
Justin Taylor's from the DMV.
Oh yeah, yeah, I guess it is, right?
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Is that the V? Am I finding that out right now?
Virginia.
Is it DC, Maryland, Virginia?
Yeah.
Wow, I never knew that. I swear to God, I just found that out. I had no idea what DMV stood for.
That's unbelievable.
Yeah. We actually have a classic podcast debate that me and Adam were having last night that I want to run by you later.
Let's do it.
To end the show.
Okay.
But, the other thing I was going to say is we're talking about this year's roster. It's an exciting time to be a Q's fan.
Just talking to them last night, it just seems like everyone has competition too.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I love Coach Boeheim more than anything. And if he didn't do this for me, I might not be here. But Coach Boeheim really recruited like 9 guys, and then we had like a couple guys who knew that they probably weren't going to play.
Right.
You know what I mean? And luckily for me, it benefited me tremendously because even when I wasn't playing well, Coach Boeheim was like, "No, you're playing."
Right. Like, yeah. It's 37 minutes. No matter
exactly.
What. Yeah.
Like you're playing 37 minutes because that gives us the best chance to win.
Yeah.
But this year's Q's team, it's like a kid named Kyle Cuffey Jr. transferred from Kansas. Like, it's probably gonna be like our 3rd or 4th guard, and that kid's like a stud.
Yeah. Yeah, he's a 5-star,
and he's gonna be pushing these like JJ and Judah and Justin Taylor and and all these guys just to be on their game because they can't take a day off.
Yeah,
because we're deep. Like even the wing position, Justin, Chris, Benny,
all those guys too. like last year's class, it's similar to what we were talking about with the summer league. Like the 1 to 2 year jump in college when you're acclimated and everything.
Oh, it's unbelievable. Yeah.
Like you just feel like more of an adult. You know what I mean?
And also like, I know it's gonna be different with Red there from Coach Boeheim, but it's like even as simple as it's just knowing your way around campus.
Yeah, exactly. Like knowing how to do your laundry, knowing what food you want to eat,
exactly.
Like knowing when the vans get you, all that like random stuff that you don't think about. It's like it's just mindless now. Like you're kind of more focused.
You know how
basketball.
Yeah, you know how the rhythm of a season goes. You
right.
know when
traveling, all that.
Yeah, it's huge.
And like I don't know, it's tough too. First time you're away from your family on like Thanksgiving, Christmas, all that stuff, and then it's just kind of like, all right, it's part of it. I know how it goes now.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think I had one more thing to say. I forget. But all right, a little shifting gears here for our last mailbag question. This is from Nick. He asks, how do you guys spend off days when you're out in Vegas for so long? Do you get much free time? I have translation here from Paddy Casey. Do you guys get to gamble?
So I'm a gambler.
Right.
I'm a gambler. I don't think it's a secret.
No, you're always like, you just love the camaraderie of a table.
Oh, there's nothing like it.
Right.
When you have Jimmy Boeheim, Buddy Boeheim, Ron Harper, and myself just battling.
Was that the crew?
That was the crew.
Harper was there too?
Oh, Harper's a great blackjack teammate.
Yeah.
He's rooting for you. He wants to. He every single time you get a king, good luck. You know what I mean? Every single time you get an ace, good luck. He's great. Jimmy just with the ridiculous takes throughout the whole entire time. Buddy just with a smile on his face just because he loves it. That was a great table. So those guys are, it's great being around. I always get the dealer's name and just.
You got to take a look at the name tag. I'm also talking about this. Like I've played blackjack more than once in my life. But.
Yeah. But yeah, no, there's nothing like the camaraderie of a table that's winning.
Yeah. I mean, there's high fives going around. There's a lot of screaming.
Oh, they got the table waves going.
That's right
great.
up your alley.
Yeah.
I also met Ron Harper one time, but he gives those vibes too, like yelling, high fiving.
Oh, he's great.
Advising.
Yeah.
All that.
He looks at you and you're like, all right, I got this.
Right. But I mean, we were at the pool with you 2 days ago. Is that basically, are you just chilling for most of the time?
Yeah, I'm not a big definitely not the night before a game, like staying up too late.
Mm-hmm.
But in the off days in between, like, yeah, I'll go to the tables.
Right.
I'll get. I'm done gambling now, but and then I'll go to the pool.
Down bad?
I mean, no, not too bad. Yeah, but enough.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a limit for sure. Gamble responsibly. I'm looking right at the camera. There's one thing you take from the show, but yeah, I mean. Oh, that was the other question I had. Do you believe like the people are like, oh, 2 nights in Vegas is all you need? Like, are you sick of Vegas after 11 days?
It depends. Like, I can see why people say that because they probably don't sleep for the two nights that they're here.
I guess your version of Vegas when you're on the Lakers is different than like a bachelor party.
Yeah, no, it's a lot different. It's a lot different. I mean, at the end of the day, this is a business trip. You know what I mean? You're trying to come out here to earn a roster spot, to earn a contract in any sort of form. Like, you're out here to prove yourself. And I take that really seriously. I mean, you've been around me, you've been around Buddy, you've been around all these guys. Like I don't take this for granted, like this opportunity. And I know that people would kill to be in this position.
Right.
So I don't like to play around with that.
Yeah, it's basically just an extended AAU trip. It just happens to be in Vegas.
It's actually crazy. Like people don't see this on TV. We get 7 minutes to warm up.
Yeah, it's not. I can't believe that.
Yeah.
It's crazy. In halftime, they put 10 minutes on the clock and immediately started.
Yeah, for example, like yesterday or 2 days ago, we were supposed to have an optional shoot around. I didn't go. Like I've been dealing with a couple of injuries here and there, so I decided to.
A little dinged up.
Yeah, to take off, and then we're supposed to have a morning shoot around.
Excuse you.
And they canceled to give us a little bit more rest. So I didn't touch a ball for like a day and a half. So I felt like the first half, and then we get 7 minutes to warm up. So I felt like the first half I was like warming up in my pregame routine, like. Yeah, so I started out 1 for 6, and then some are gonna fall.
Right. It's funny too. Yesterday, you could tell before the Detroit game, for whatever reason, I don't know if there's like issues with the clock. They put 10 minutes on, but then for like 6 minutes, the clock didn't move. So they ended up getting like 16, 17 minutes to warm up. You could tell after like 10 minutes, the guys were like looking at the bench, like, "What the hell? Like, we actually have more time to warm up."
Well, it's also like once you're used to that, you're ready to go at that point. You know
it's
what I
not
mean?
like catching you off guard. Is there like can you shoot it all beforehand?
So we normally have had a shoot around before the game, like at like 10 a.m.
Where's that? Just a high school?
No, it'll usually be at the arena.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Nice.
So we'll do that, and then just kick up for the rest of the day. Like the routine's so different because I have a whole entire routine that I go through when I'm on the road with the Lakers and the G League team, because we do get to the arena 3 hours before.
Right.
Like we have our slotted shooting time. You have a lot of time to chill, hang out. I get my treatment time, the table time, and all those different things. But then in this schedule, it's just totally different. Like you have no like you have to create a routine, but it's not like
you can't count on the consistency
at all,
because like your mentality will just get all fucked up.
Exactly.
Yeah, but that's I don't know. That's interesting. Like the way it works. I'm having a bad hair day, Swider. Bad day for a bad hair day.
Terrible day for a bad hair day.
But it's tough.
But it's flowing though.
Yeah, a little bit. The headphones hurt it. But
yeah, let's do like 10 more minutes, and then I think Sky's gonna pull
Is he
up.
coming?
Yeah.
Let's go. All right.
You just text me, where am I going?
Last question. This is the debate I was talking about before. So when you check out of a hotel,
yep,
what do you do with the key? I guess it's different for you because you don't have.
Yeah, so I'm one of those guys who's usually a key and wallet type of guy,
right?
And usually, like at the end of a road trip, when you stay at like 4 different hotels, I have like 4 different keys in my wallet. I probably should drop it off to the key card drop right before you leave. You probably should do that, but I usually just keep them in my wallet.
Yeah. That's what I said last night. I said, I don't know if I can't really remember the last time I like thought to drop the hotel key off.
Yeah.
Which is mean.
No, because I feel like it was more of a thing of you've never heard of dropping it off.
I didn't know people did that anymore.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, what?
I thought you just, I don't know, it's your key.
Yeah.
How do you think they just print like limitless keys?
Yeah.
Okay.
I thought that was the whole point. But I don't know. Me and Adam were debating that last night at like 2:30 in the morning.
Wow. That's a Vegas type conversation at 2:30 in the morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great ending. Great debate to end the show.
Right.
But yeah, obviously, really excited to be in the BlueWire Studios. We're gonna have an interview coming up in the next episode with another guy from the studio. So we're excited to drop that as well. Obviously, been a great summer league experience. Again, different for me this year, coming in year 2, and obviously knowing what to expect, but at the same time, just going with the flow and trying to play good team basketball and winning basketball. So
yeah, thank you guys for tuning in. Let us know how the live studio works compared to the Zoom audio. I'm sure it's not too different. Adam does a great job, but yeah, unbelievable experience.
Yep.
Thank you again, Swider, for the opportunity.
Oh, of course.
Way to ball out here, and yeah, we're gonna split out a lot of the content that we film in the studio, just kind of like span it over the next couple of weeks because I don't know, it's a tough time for basketball season. So
yeah.
You'll see a lot of content from the studio split out over the next few weeks. So
Definitely.
As always, thanks for tuning in, and you'll see our faces from the same spot next episode.
Yeah. No, shout out to BlueWire Studios again for having us for a live episode, and really appreciate you guys tuning in.